Hello guys, welcome back onto the Dutch Couch. If social media is anything to go by, I think Arne Slot in the last few weeks has gone from the absolute messiah at Anfield to get him out, get Slot out, he's clueless, I want him out of the club, he's took us as far as he can, this season he's useless, right? And as football fans, I do think we're overreactionary, I've been the same, but on this channel I will be balanced, and as much as last season I put out a couple of videos on Arne Slot, singing his praises, saying how good I thought he was, how good I thought he was gonna do before the season. It all came to fruition. But I have got to be balanced. So this season I do think he's made a lot of mistakes, and I think some of the problems here are self-inflicted. And I'll go into it. But I've got to say, his decision making, some of his decision making has been really poor this season compared to last season. You're gonna have to compare it to last season because he was so good. And everyone spoke him up, and we bigged him up, didn't we? We all did. And I think I had so many Liverpool fans message me in the comments and emails saying everything you said about him was right. But a lot of those people now, and a lot of people on social media, are turning on him. I know it's frustration. You lost at home to Man United, your arch rival yesterday, and it's 4 in a row now for a club of that size. So let's get it right. They're not a team in transition, and I'll talk more about that in a second. But I'm going to quickly compare him to Mikel Arteta, because I'm going to do this for a specific reason. Because last season, when I've done those videos, I compared him to Arteta, and why I thought, and why I do still think, he's leagues above Mikel Arteta, managerially. But what I think Arteta's done cleverly, he's took it down to basics. He's gone back to basics with Arsenal. I'm watching Liverpool now. They look like the opposition can score at any given moment. They look so exposed very easily. They look so susceptible on the break. They just look fragile. When I look at Arsenal now, I know he's not won massive trophies. He's won an FA Cup in 5 or 6 years he's been there, right? But now he's in a place where he's laid foundations. Defensively, Arteta has done the total opposite to Arne Slot. And I think now it's going to start paying dividends. He's got his top goalkeeper in there. Who plays out from the back. He's brilliant with that. Defensively, Arsenal for me I'd say probably the best in the world at the moment. If anyone can tell me another team who are defensively as good as Arsenal, let me know in the comments, because I can't think of one. When they play, when I watch an Arsenal game, I never see them conceding. I can never see a goal going in against them. Even if they give chances away, they seem to do enough to make it difficult for the opposition. With Liverpool, they're all at sea. Absolutely all at sea. Arteta's, as much as he gets mocked, he's looking into set pieces more than anyone. Set pieces are becoming more important in the modern game now. And he's made Arsenal the best at set pieces. They score the most goals from corners and set pieces. They're strong defensively from set pieces. Liverpool the opposite. When they have set pieces against them, you fancy the opposition. It's crazy. Arsenal in possession of the ball, they just look controlled. Even if they're not the most expansive or they don't play the most attacking football, Arteta's got into them. Keep the ball. The opposition don't score. Even if we play around at the back, go into the goalkeeper, we don't concede. Liverpool, they look panicked in possession, but they're lacking ideas. This is a totally different Liverpool team than I saw last season. The difference is night and day. It's unreal. The opposition, I saw the first game of the season, Liverpool played Bournemouth. And I'll tell you what, I think they opened people's eyes up. They totally exposed Liverpool so many times. Liverpool had enough firepower to get the points in the end. They got out of jail with it. But it's become an ongoing theme. They look like conceding at every chance. It's mad. I've not seen a Liverpool team like that for ages. Why all of a sudden does Virgil van Dijk, particularly yesterday against Man United, he looks a nervous wreck. He looks like he's babysitting the left back. And Konate looks like he's babysitting the right back. That is affecting that defensive partnership hugely, even though I thought Konate was brilliant yesterday. And let's be fair, when Konate is your best performer, you're in trouble. Because I think he's so susceptible to mistakes. He was brilliant yesterday, so hats off to him. Fair play. He was excellent. But Van Dijk, mate, he looks an absolute nervous wreck playing next to Milos Kerkez. He's a good player. I think he's found it hard at Liverpool, and I think he's finding playing at Bournemouth, being at Liverpool, is an absolutely different stratosphere, different ball game. Some players take to it. He looks like a duck out of water at the moment, hoping it'll come well for him. He's a good player, really good player. Right back situation's a problem. If you thought you was buying Frimpong to be a right back who was going to be brilliant defensively, then you're totally wrong. He gives more the other way. You saw him come on yesterday. He's down that line on the outside taking players on. That's his game. He is not a defensive-minded right back. I know Trent wasn't, but I think even Trent was better defensively than Frimpong is, in my opinion. But that game against Bournemouth was very telling. And I think yesterday showed a little bit of panic for Arne Slot. I watched that game yesterday. They played Man United, didn't they? I thought Man United set up really well. Let's not take it away from them. They set up well at Anfield yesterday. They've done a job on you. Let's put it that way. They could have been 2-3 up at half time. But when they went, it was 1-0 down. This is the first time I've seen Arne Slot absolutely panic stricken. He went to a 4-2-4. At first, I'm thinking, do you know what? I love this. This is bravery. He's not scared to try something different. He knows he's desperate for them points. He's lost a couple of league games in a row. He needs 3 points today. He's going all out for it. And I think the crowd must have thought, oh, look at all these attacking players. Brilliant. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking this can go the other way because United can easily pick you off and score 2 or 3 if you ain't careful. Because I think he was playing Jones and Florian Wirtz there. Wirtz is not that player. Wirtz is an attacking player. So literally, you've got Jones there. And it ended up that way. I know you missed chances, but the thing that surprised me most about Arne Slot was yesterday, when they got to 1-1, and I know that was all out attack then, they was pushing for the winner. But as someone who coaches myself, not at this level, obviously, but I'm thinking, do you know what? If you can't win the game, make sure you don't lose it. Take a point in a game you've not been that great at. Your top performers have been underperforming today. You've been rubbish, basically. Been wasteful in possession. You've been shit out of possession. Take a point, relax and move on. But no, they kept pushing. And I think Szoboszlai made the mistake. They was panicking, they was rushing. In the end, you lost the game. And then now Slot's getting slaughtered. Rightfully so in some quarters, I think. Rightfully so in some quarters. I think he showed a lack of relaxation. Not sensibility. I don't think he was sensible in the situation there. I know Gakpo missed an absolute sitter and he got some stick, but I don't know why he's getting stick because I thought he was your best attacking player. He seems an easy target for some reason. I think he's done really well this season. But let's get it right. This ain't a team in transition. This is a team who's champions of England, one of the best teams in Europe, right? They had easily the best team in the Premier League last season to start from a starting point. I know you changed the full-backs, but this is not a team in transition in any way, shape or form. This is a team that was already the best team, that has spent massive amounts of money this season on big players, big name players, big money players, because you was hoping and you was expecting. And I'll tell you what, the Liverpool fans must have been buzzing in the summer. I'm a neutral, but I'm thinking, I can't wait to see this team. They were expected to blow everyone away. And they were expecting these players to come in and have such an instant impact and just the team just to roll on with a rhythm that they had. I think that's just not happened. I don't think they've had no massive effect on this team other than unsettle it, in my opinion. Ekitike, I think, has been the pick of the bunch. I think when he's played, he's been brilliant. And he was probably the one that I doubted the most as a neutral. I think he's been brilliant and he looks a real Liverpool player. Isak looks lost. I know he's not been fit and he missed pre-season and what have you. He just doesn't look right in a Liverpool shirt, for one thing. It just doesn't look right in that team. It might come good, it should do. He's a fucking unbelievable player. Kerkez has struggled. Frimpong's had injury problems. Wirtz has, yeah, he'll come good. Great player, but I feel like they're trying to put too many square pegs in round holes. Your best right back this season's been Szoboszlai, who's a midfield player when he's had to play there. But yeah, definitely upset a rhythm. The thing for me that worries me most with Liverpool, even though they've spent all that money, and worries me with Arne Slot actually, he doesn't seem to be making big calls now. He's got that big squad with full of depth, right? But the players, your main big players who are underperforming, they still look like they're shoo-ins to start every game. And I know people might not like it, because this guy is absolutely world class, has been brilliant for years. I think Mo Salah is well off of it. He's miles off it at the moment. I think he looks like he needs a break. He's just not right. That chance he had yesterday at the back post, when he's gone with that half volley, I don't know what he was thinking. It just looked like he just lacked total confidence, belief in himself. And for a player with that talent to look like that, there's something wrong there. Massively. McAllister, I think he's miles off it as well. He doesn't look the same. I don't think Gravenberch's been the same this year. Last season he was a revelation. Problem you had last year, well, it wasn't a problem, it was great. Arne Slot, he came in, people were, I was the first to say, listen, he's so clever in what he's doing. He's not making wholesale changes. He knows Jurgen Klopp's left him a brilliant squad. The biggest change for me, was he made Ryan Gravenberch an absolute main player in that team. Masterstroke, he was brilliant. But now we've got people, the same people who thought it was a masterstroke, now they're all saying, well, he's showing he's not a great manager now because he's bought his own players and now we're shit, basically. Listen, even winners have bad spells. That's what makes these managers and players winners. They learn more from this than they do if they're banging everyone every week 5-0. Trust me. I know that just from coaching myself, even though, like I say, not at this level. But football's about connections and relationships. But I don't buy into the narrative. I've heard people say on Sky Sports and what have you, yeah, but with the fullbacks, they've changed them. And no. Stop there. We'll go to Bournemouth, who are sitting in the top 4 now. A club the size of Bournemouth are sitting in the top 4, right? In the summer, they lost their goalkeeper, Kepa, who went back to Chelsea before he joined Arsenal. And they lost 3 of their back 4. One who came to Liverpool as left back. So 4 of the back 5, including the goalkeeper, left Bournemouth in the summer. They're now sitting in the top 4. They're playing some unbelievable football. And they don't look like they're going to concede at every given time. It's down to coaching a lot of this. Because obviously at Bournemouth, Iriola has obviously he's got the relationships working straight away. They don't look like nervous wrecks at the back. So how has he managed to do that there, but Arne Slot hasn't at Liverpool, with all the resources that he's got at his disposal? There's something not right there. The atmosphere doesn't seem right there. The connection between the players, the chemistry seems to have just dissolved. I don't know what it is. I think, is it a fact of you're trying to break something you're trying to fix something that's not broken? Or are you trying to make too many changes at the same time? I think that's the case. I think you're trying to fill too many gaps at one time that didn't need filling. I think they were so good, and they had the C word for me last year that nobody else had: consistency. Arsenal didn't have the consistency. City had no consistency. They were consistently bad. The top teams, Liverpool, had consistency. They built that so well, and I think it seems like they've just ripped it down. It's crazy. Too many changes. But even Arne Slot, he's starting to come across a bit like he's blaming others. He's starting to look like he's pissed off in interviews and the world's against him, and he's not a victim, but it's someone else's fault, and it's happened because of this, and you've got to own it. Arne Slot has to own it. You're a top manager and you are at one of the biggest clubs in world football. So you've got to show now why they appointed you in the first place and why they need to go forward with you. Because this man's good enough for this job. He's proved it already. There's no doubt in my mind. He's a top manager. But now he's having his little spell. This is the first time it's all come on top for him. And I think now he shows his character. Mentality for him is huge. But I think his team at the moment, I've always seen him, obviously from years at Alkmaar, at Feyenoord. Obviously, they're not as big as Liverpool, are they? But last season he's come in, everyone doubting him. His mentality has always been there. This is the first time I'm looking at him thinking, you're having a little wobble here. I'm having little doubts about you now. You look like you're doubting yourself, because the fans are now doubting you as well, a lot of them. So now they see what you're made of. And the mentality in the team seems to have dropped. I do think, I know Van Dijk said about it, and people are going to say, nah. But what happened to Diogo Jota in the summer? I don't care what people say, that does affect people as people. As human beings, that does affect them. It must do. But you can't blame that on all the defensive mistakes they're making, or the changes that they've made where players are not coming in and doing well. You can't blame that. But I do believe that has had effects on them personally. I really do. As a human being, definitely. 1,000,000%. Even winners have bad spells too, right? But it's fine margins. They seem to be going behind in games, having the strength mentally to come back, but then they're collapsing again. That's not like them. It doesn't seem, there's just something not right there. They'd usually come back, and then you'd expect a Liverpool winner. Yesterday, I did expect a winner. When they started piling the pressure, I'm thinking United can't even get out their half. But when they kept missing, you're thinking, you know what's going to happen. They're going to go up the other end, and Maguire done it. He scored. But yeah, the mentality just seems to have took a dip. I don't think they should have sold Luis Diaz. As much as he's in and out, I think he's an absolute top performer. I think he's a great player, and I think he's a big miss, as well as Jota, obviously. But yeah, strange. I think they need to start taking responsibility. The big performers need to start taking responsibility. As much as we can stand here, or we can sit here and type stuff on the computer or talk about the manager, I think some of them big players need to stand up, because a lot of this is on them. They're the ones going out on the pitch and not performing. Arne Slot can only send the team out there with instructions. When he makes mistakes by making tweaks in the team, and you're seeing a decline on the pitch after he's made them tweaks, that's down to him, and he's got to own that totally. As I said, on this channel, I'll always be balanced, and I will back this manager. I think he's great, but I will point out the things that I think he's done wrong. Definitely. I'm a huge lover of Dutch football, and I'm a big fan of this guy. But I am seeing a few deficiencies in him come out. Definitely. But it's now on them to get themselves back on track. I'm hoping for the Liverpool fans' sake, they can do it. I do think some of them are a bit overreactionary from what I've read, especially when I'm seeing the same ones who 6 weeks ago have been screenshotted saying, oh, he's unbelievable, he's the best man in the best world manager, all this rubbish. Come on. Give your head a wobble at times. But yeah, not going to rattle on. Thought I needed a little football chat. Have a good one.